All right, Dootsie.
Yes.
Dootsie, where did you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Jackson County. I grew up in a little place called Foxtown.
This is in eastern Kentucky?
Yeah. In 1948.
You were born?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
75. I'll be 76 in July.
Boy. Tell me about your childhood growing up. You had mom and dad?
Yeah. Yeah. We was just one big family, you know. We just kind of took care of one another, do what we could, you know, with each other.
And your mom stayed at home, took care of the kids?
Yeah.
And your dad, what did he do?
He worked at a sawmill, and then later on he worked at in pouring concrete, you know, and things. And he got concrete poison and had to quit. And then my mama worked then at a little old grocery store down here in McKee for a while, you know.
How far did you go in school?
8th grade. I didn't complete it, but I went.
Why did you quit school early?
Well, there's stay home, help tend to the others, you know.
Oh, to help.
There's younger ones longer. Yeah.
Were you the oldest?
I'm the second. I'm next to the oldest. I had one sister older than me, and
Okay.
she got married, see, and then I stayed home.
Oh, okay.
You know.
And tell me about growing up here. You had electricity?
When we was, you know, up in yours, we did, but we didn't for a long time. We had little coal oil lamps and stuff like that, and we didn't have, you know, we had these, you know, these old time battery radios, you know. We had one of them, I mean, and you know, they didn't use it, but it's like on Friday night, I think it's on Friday night, and when Hank Williams, they was listening to it that night, that Hank Williams, my mom was, and you talk about crying and carrying on, it was awful, you know. But that's the only time they'd use it, you know, was just when, on Friday night, the Grand Ole Opry, I think it's what it was, you know, that they listened to.
Was music a big part of your life?
Yeah, my dad played quite a bit, you know, I mean, he just sat around strumming all the time, and then some people maybe come in, you know, and play, you know, some.
And you play as well?
Yeah, I learned to play the guitar, yeah.
And
I
sing.
play in church.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Church is a big part of your life?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I love church.
What religion do you practice?
Holiness.
Which is like the Pentecostal?
Yeah. The holiness just a little bit stronger, I mean, you know, than the Pentecost.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And how often do you go to church?
I go every Thursday night that I can. Oh, and I go sometimes on Wednesday night, and then on Sunday evening when I can. You know, I mean, there are things comes up that you can't go every time. Mm-hmm. But I do. I love my church.
And you've always gone?
Yeah. No, I didn't start going till about 30 years. Well, my dad passed away. It's when I started going. Yeah.
Tell me about your father's life. He worked in the sawmill?
Yeah, he worked in the sawmill, and he run a chainsaw and things, and he worked hard. He worked hard, and then he worked in the coal mines where they just went in and dug, you know, out, you know, like wheelbarrows at the time, you know. I mean, they didn't no big thing, you know, but he worked there.
But you had a good mom and dad.
Yeah, had a good mom and dad. Yeah.
Life has changed so much since you
Oh
were...
Lord, yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
When did you guys get like things like television?
We didn't have a television back over there until till I moved to McKee, and that was like in '67.
It was probably black and white TV then.
Yeah. When I moved to McKee, then we got TV. But over there, you couldn't get. I mean, it's just down in a holler. You couldn't get nothing much, you know.
You couldn't even get reception there.
No,
That's
you
right.
couldn't pick up no signal. But my grandpa, John Moore, he had a television. He was the first one in that county. I mean, over in that part to get a television.
And then running water?
Well, not till I moved to McKee. When I met this man and married him, and that's when, you know, had
That's when you
TV
got running water.
and running water
And
stuff.
what did you guys do for water before then?
We packed it from a spring, you know, And they had little, you know, them little old things that was in the water. I can't tell. Them dogs, water dogs.
Tadpoles?
No, there's water dogs. They're about that long and they're red looking.
Newts?
And they would scare you. They're just called water dogs. And they would scare me. I'd muddy the spring every time. You know, if one of them come out. And
it's an amphibian? It's like an amphibian?
Yeah.
Little animal?
Yeah. It's just like some look like a lizard only, you know, they're red looking.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, a water dog.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I know.
Okay.
And then for washing and stuff, washing clothes and stuff like that, we had to get it out of the creek there, you know. And we'd go hunting. If we seen a big turtle, we'd get hit too, you know. And then our dad would fix it, you know, fry it and fix it.
Oh, you eat the turtles?
Yeah, man, turtle's good. Yeah, turtle is real good. And but that's, you know. But we would mostly have to muddy the water, you know, getting them turtles, and then we'd have to wait till it settled before we dip the water up.
Yeah, it won't be clean anymore.
Can't wash in dirty water.
And were you farming? Were you like growing your own vegetables and things like that?
Yeah, we had a garden. Yeah, my mom and dad had a garden, a big garden. And we would can, you know, we would help her, you know, can. And they'd have the floor like, you know, just full of canned stuff, you know.
You're not that old, but
No.
did you have, when did automobiles come around for you guys?
Oh, I don't know. I really can't remember. I guess I was maybe 13, 14 or something along in there like that, you know, before, you know, and I can't even remember now who got the first over in that country, because, you know, but when you would hear them coming, you know, everybody would run to the windows, you know, to see,
look
you know,
at
what it was. And then if there's one or two, you know, more than that, they'd make it so dusty, you know, and that you couldn't see, you know.
Oh, because the roads were not paved.
Yeah, Lord, yeah, it was bad. It was gravel and just plain dirt, you know.
Life has changed so much
Oh, yeah.
since you were a young girl.
Yes, Lord, yes.
Like now kids have cell phones and
Oh, yeah.
TV and a million other things.
We didn't have nothing like that. We didn't. Just like I said, we had a telephone, but it was on a party line. And this little old woman, she didn't want to give it up at all, and she just wouldn't.
How does a party line work?
Well, everybody must have been on the same thing, you know, because if you picked it up, you could hear her talking, you know, and you'd say, "Can I use the phone?" And she wouldn't pay a bit more attention, you know. And so and she was crippled, bad shape, you know. So nobody didn't complain. Well, they thought, well, when she goes to sleep or whatever, they can call then.
So the party line was like one phone line that the entire town used?
Yeah.
And you all took turns making a phone call?
Yeah, you had to. Yeah, if there was anybody on it and they didn't want to give it up, all they'd have to do is hold it and leave it off, and you couldn't get nobody.
And could you hear the other phone call?
Yeah.
You could listen to somebody else's phone conversation.
Yeah, oh Lord, yeah, you could sit there and listen all day, you know. But they more so old people, you know, on it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Do you think life has gotten better or easier since you were a young girl?
Oh Lord, yeah, it's a lot better and easier. But I wished, you know, that a lot had to go back and live and stuff the way we did. You know, it was something else.
Yeah.
If they did, they'd appreciate stuff more. You know.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
Not really. Not really. Yeah, I do too. One regret, and it's foolish. But if you want me to tell you, I'll tell you.
What's that?
When I was a young girl, I guess I was maybe 14 or 15 or maybe not even that old. But when can slips come out, you know, the can-cans that the girls wore to make their dress stand out. Me and my grandma, I went to town with her. We walked, you know, and we got down there and I wanted a can. And she just couldn't afford it. You know, she just couldn't afford it. So I made her, and she got a bad back, but I made her walk all the way. I would not. People would stop to pick us up, and I wouldn't ride. And I regret that. Now, that's really the only thing in my life that I ever done that I really regret is making her walk, you know.
Have you ever left Kentucky?
No.
You've never left the state of Kentucky?
Oh, no, I've never lived nowhere but Jackson County.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I've never lived no place else.
Have you ever traveled anywhere else?
My granddaughter and son, we went to Tennessee last month, I think it was, and stayed all night, a couple of nights in a cabin up there,
Did you ever wish you had traveled more or
No, not
seen
really.
more of the world?
Not really, because they want me to go with them places, and I just ain't got no desire to go nowhere, really.
Really?
No.
What do you think has changed in our society since you were young? Like people today, like religion is not so important in their lives as it once was.
No, you can't get them to go to church. You can ask them to go to church, and they'll say, well, I've got plenty of time, but now they don't. They don't have
Were people
plenty of time.
kinder back then?
Oh, yeah, Lord, yeah. They'd go see each other, and they would stop, and see how you was doing, and see if you need anything to store or anything like that. I can remember when they took a wagon from over at Foxtown, and bunch of them, the men, because that snow hit was awful on this earth that year, but I can't remember the year. But they had to take them horses and come for everybody, and they had a load of stuff, of food and stuff, yeah. Back then, they brought 25-pound flour, meal, and lard, in them big lard buckets.
What is your favorite memory from your life?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
You've had a good life, though.
Yeah, I had a good life. Yeah.
You've been happy throughout.
Yeah.
What is the roughest period of your life? The most difficult period of your life?
Well, I guess when my husband got sick, and in 2013 he come down with cancer. In 2021 he passed away. That was the bad time. But my dad, too, he had a stroke. And he laid for years. He then had to have one of his legs took off, And that was a bad time. And my mom had a car wreck, and she had her arm cut off. It wasn't cut off, but she never could use it, They tried to do everything, but she just never could feed herself and do that. But just there are a lot of bad things that
But it sounds like there was a lot of love in your family.
Oh, Lord, yeah, there was love.
How long were you and your husband together?
About 50-something years, about 57 years.
That's great.
57 years.
That's great. Your husband, what did he do for work? What did your husband do for work?
He run a dozer. Run a dozer. He stripped coal, strip mining.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coal was a big thing.
Yeah, it was up in Hammond. He worked in Harlan, Hazard, and things like that.
Yeah. He worked. Have you ever traveled?
No.
Have you been out of Kentucky?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where have you been?
I've been to Tennessee and I don't know. I've been to Indiana.
You've been to Indiana and Tennessee.
Yeah. And that's about the size of it.
Did you ever want to see the world?
Not really. I did not really. I mean, I didn't have no desire to.
You're happy here.
Yeah.
I've been all over the world, and I think Eastern Kentucky is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it here. Yeah. I love it here.
Yeah. The people, especially the ones that can stay away from the drugs.
Yeah.
Really are some of the most beautiful people ever.
Yeah.
That's why I keep coming back here. Your family, it seems like you guys, the members of your family that I've met so far, seem to be very, their lives are together.
Yeah.
There's no drugs in your family?
No. Well, yeah, I've got in my family, yeah, but not in my
immediate family.
Not my children and grandchildren. No, they're okay.
It seems to touch everyone's family.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
It's a problem all over the country.
Yeah, it is.
Were there ever, did you have any vices or problems in your life that you ever battled with? Or your life has been pretty smooth and...
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
No headaches, no problems?
No.
Just the health of your parents or your husband?
Yeah.
So you can go through life without any of these self-destructive behaviors?
Yeah.
You've never been self-destructive?
No.
It's beautiful. No. So, Dutzy, we talked earlier about your music.
Yeah.
Would you like to play a song for us?
Yeah, I don't care.
I'd love to hear something.
Okay. Jasmine, I'll let her get the guitar.
Dootsy, where did you learn to play the guitar?
Just like from watching my dad and them, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's... King Jesus, I know you hear me when I pray. King Jesus, I know you hear me when I pray. When I'm down here in trouble, you send an angel by my way. They put old Paul in prison along about the midnight hour. He began to call on Jesus. Oh, he heard his prayer. King Jesus, I know you hear me when I pray. When I'm down here in trouble, you send an angel by my way. Well, if you're sick and afflicted and you don't know what to do, just call on King Jesus. Oh, he'll see you through. King Jesus, I know you hear me when I pray. When I'm down here in trouble, you send an angel by my way. Oh, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna sing and shout. There'll be nobody up there trying to put me out. King Jesus, I know you hear me when I pray. When I'm down here in trouble, you send an angel by my way. Well, trouble, 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 oh, trouble everywhere. Oh, but when I get to heaven, there'll be no trouble there. King Jesus, I know you hear me when I pray. When I'm down here in trouble, you send an angel by my way. I come through the valley, I reach that mountain top. I'm headed for that city, and Lord, I can't stop. King Jesus, I know you hear me when I pray. When I'm down here in trouble, you send an angel by my way. Praise God.
Oh, that was beautiful, Dootsy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. So, is it Appalachia or Appalachia?
Appalachia.
Appalachia.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Appalachia.
Thank you.